This video was made possible by EA Gamechangers. Hi guys, rachybop here. Welcome to another Sims mobile video. In this video I'm going to be going through Sim Festival tips for daily tasks and season tasks. So I really hope this helps you out, and if you do have any tips yourself, please let us know down in the comments. I've done videos about daily tasks and season tasks already, walking through how they work and things, so if you want to see those, there are links in the description. But as you can see, these daily tasks will spawn in, and these are going to spawn in every single day. It lets you know when you get your next bunch down at the bottom. They'll spawn in every single day, whether there's a Sim Festival active or not. You get 5 basic tasks. You also get an extra little reward for completing all 5, and you can add an extra 3 tasks if you want to for simoleons and sim cash. In the season tasks tab, these come less frequently. They are an absolute slog to achieve, and you get a ton more tickets on these because those are basically just for tickets to go towards your prizes in the Sim Festival. This is the one that's currently running, but there will be different ones running in the future. Each of these task slots is tuned to spawn a certain thing, so you can rely a little bit on what kind of task you're going to get, which means you can then maybe start queuing things up if you get a feel for what might be coming the next day, and that will then save you time and save you energy from actively playing. Or your Sims energy, your energy, both apply here. When there is a Sim Festival running, try and marry up your daily and seasonal tasks. That would definitely be my first tip, is to look here and see if anything matches up with the daily tasks. So do we have anything in this one? Perform 30 actions in an eco workshop shift, for example, and then here we've got complete 1 eco workshop shift. So if I go and actively play in an eco workshop shift there, do 30 actions through it, that's going to tick that off, and also tick off the complete a shift daily task as well. Therefore getting me both of those rewards in the same kind of thing. So just try and do those things. There also is what I can only presume is a bug right now, where it's asking us to earn recycle tokens. This is so not okay, because you'll know if you've already got your eco workshop to the maximum level, you have no way of earning those recycle tokens. So currently there's no way for those of us who are at that level with the eco workshop to actually get those recycle tokens, which is super unfair. So hopefully they'll, I don't know, either fix that or give us 750 tickets, because otherwise it's completely unfair. And I imagine those people who are playing to that level are people who are likely to finish the Sim Festival, and probably people who've bought the festival pass. So that's definitely something they're going to have to look at urgently. I'm sure we'll hear from them soon about that. In the first 2 slots, we get something random. We can't technically plan for that too much, so I would say to save those for your active play things. I do have a list of the things that those slots might be, but it is a long list. I'll put a link in the description so you can see it on my website, but it is quite a long and varied list. Sometimes it's to do long and short and standard events, but they can be in careers, hobbies, relationship events. It could be to purchase certain items from the catalogue, which I know you guys are not enjoying because it's asking us to purchase items a lot, and that's also not okay, especially when it's stuff we don't really want or need or have any way of getting rid of once we have it. So those 2 slots you may be able to sneakily get away with queuing things up for, but maybe not. It might be worth sticking a sim in a long event on the off chance that you might get to knock that off the next day, do that overnight, but otherwise you're not going to know about those completely. The eco workshop shift from level 9 on is going to be always there, so always pop a sim in an eco workshop shift overnight so it's ready to finish when the next daily tasks launch. And if you are under level 9, you'll just get a random task in that slot. The use 100 sim energy, that's always going to be there, but again, when you want to spend sim energy, you can spend it by doing these other events. So don't just go into any old event and start spending it. Make sure you start, for example, today I would start a long practice session in any hobby and I would use my energy in that event, or a standard event, or the eco workshop shift, because that then is going to knock off the season task as well. But either way, I'm going to have to do them all, so that's going to be an easy one to use, a 100 sim energy. Because sim energy is something that I'm going to need to use and refresh quite a bit, make sure you're using items that kind of boost each other. So for example, if you want to use something in the bathroom, if you want to use a shower or like a bed, something to increase their energy, try and get things like these in your bathroom or your bedroom where it adds +2 energy recharge. So this one adds +2 energy recharge to toilets. You can see this hamper adds +3 energy recharge to showers. Try and get things like that have high energy additions to the things that you're going to use to refresh your Sims energy, and that will add up over time. Also, when you're looking to buy things to knock that off your daily task list, maybe if you're completely stuck on what you want to buy, look for things that have the additional energy recharges, because at least then they're going to be useful in that sense towards completing those tasks. Then in our final little task column here, this is going to be a sim specific task, but it's still pretty random in what it could be, but it's going to be a certain sim doing something. That's what it's going to ask for. And then the additional extra tasks that you can add, which I'll just add on here, they're all going to be pulled from the random column. So if you get all your Sims doing something overnight, whenever, before these daily tasks pop up, just try and pick some random things from that list. And if there is a treasure hunt event or a sweet treat event, it's probably going to relate, or one of them might relate to those active events. So try to stay active in those. That is probably the biggest tip, to be honest, is just to be as active as possible. I also have a list of the sim specific tasks on the blog post on the website, so if you're interested in seeing what those might be, check the link in the description. I think that's everything I want to say about daily tasks. As for the seasonal aspect of it, another tip I would say is, if you are going to buy the festival pass, especially if you're not sure about it, and you never know what's going to happen in life, if you're going to have the time to get through it, I would wait until you get near the end before you buy it. So I would get a feel for how well you're doing, how much time it takes to get through it. If you've got the free time to crank out everything you need to crank out, then if, say, you get to the last sort of main item, you'll be able to see along the free progress bar anyway. If you've got to this point, then yeah, you might think, oh, I'm doing pretty well, probably going to do it. I mean, that's like the last major item anyway, apart from the trophy, but I wouldn't say that's like a huge deal. Then you probably want to buy the festival pass if that's something that interests you. But if you just start off and you buy it and then you don't touch the game, you're not going to get those items unless you really work for it. So you might as well wait until later on before you buy the festival pass. You absolutely do not need to buy it later on. You can buy it at any point during the Sim Festival. I've still got 25 days and 10 hours left here, and I can wait until I have even one day left. I can buy the festival pass and it will unlock everything previous that I've gone past in this progress bar. So I would leave it as late as you need to and just really evaluate if you want to get that or not. Now, the seasonal tasks are a lot harder. They give a lot more rewards, and they are just for rewards to go towards the seasonal items. So if you're not interested in the rewards for the season, then don't bother with them. Although there are a lot of currency rewards as well, so it might be worth tailoring your actions within the game to progress through these things, whether you like the items or not. I've also done a blog post explaining what will spawn in terms of season tasks as well. Seasonal tasks are given every few days, you will have noticed. There is a pattern to this. Again, check the link in the description to see the blog. Starts on day 3, then 6, 9, and so on. It's every few days. Some of them are to finish chapters, so it might be useful to have some chapters near to finish if you can manage to use previous tasks to get to those levels. Go see that list. Try and make sure you're on the cusp of all these things, just so that you're ready if these things do pop up. Just read through that blog post for more details on that. It's all very complicated sounding, but once you get your head around it, you can see the tuning behind it. It will definitely help you. So these are a little harder to queue for sure, but just keep in mind what could be coming, and always make sure you have some of your active or passive sims just at those levels where they can have a baby or they can complete the next chapter, and you've always got relationship things and all that kind of stuff on the go, just so any time you see anything on this list, if it were to pop up, it wouldn't be a starting from scratch situation every single time. Now, like I said, we can't do the recycled tokens unless we're still working towards our final goal of the eco workshop, so we're still waiting to hear back about that issue. And you do get a little bit longer to do these, but I would definitely active play as much as you can and focus on these more than the others, but try to marry them up as much as you can as well. But another little tip would be probably to get as far as you can with the daily tasks whilst marrying them up to the seasonal tasks, and then wait for your next load of daily tasks if you can, so that then you can marry them up again. And by marry them up, I just mean like with the eco workshop shift, it might fit in with the eco workshop shift in the daily task. Like how one might tick off another. A daily task might help towards a seasonal task and vice versa. Also remember that you can make Sims passive and active, so be sure to use that feature. Again, link in the description to see how to do that if you missed that feature when that was added. Make use of that. Also, don't forget to pick your traits accordingly, so that you can then get boosts within certain events, so they don't take as long as well. Any currency that you might earn along the way, if you're not too precious about it and not saving it for something else, use it to boost your gameplay on the days when you don't have the time to actively play. But be a little bit precious, because sometimes you might be required to use a cupcake to knock off a task. Plus, remember, you can skip some of these daily tasks with Sim Cash. So if you do find that you've got a big chunk, for example, number 43 gives you 50 Sim Cash, maybe you want to use that to skip one of the tasks and get some extra festival tokens. I'm not sure that's 100% worth it, but it might be. It depends where you are and what you want. Another tip, if you have relationships between two Sims in your household, and this includes passive Sims, so just make that Sim active, set them off in an event, and that will make the time very much reduced. So that again can save you a lot of time doing whatever event it is you need between two Sims. Also know that you may have things coming that involve like adopting babies or having babies with another Sim. So maybe try and work up a Sim's relationship with another Sim, so they're at that point where they can actually have those options, just to save you a little bit of time in the long run. Just try and keep those Sims always in your household so that it can always crank out a baby if you need one. Also be sure to always check this list, so that if you are doing a treasure hunt event or a sweet treat event, you know if there's anything specific from that you can do towards your daily or seasonal tasks before you jump into that event. Oh, and another thing, if you are buying stuff, if your daily task list is requiring you to buy things and you're still unsure what you need to buy or what you want to buy, apart from energy boosting, another tip might be just to look in your collections tab. Just have a look and see if there's anything that you may be missing and try and complete a collection, because once you have completed these collections you do get the little bonus items quite a lot of the time. So that might be a useful use for your hard-earned simoleons. Please do let me know if you have any other tips down in the comments. I hope this has been useful to you and reminded you of a few things. Good luck. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye.